that time of year again for the annual Cayman 27 Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. We're calling all boats to join us Saturday, December 1st at Cayman Bay as the water comes to life with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. It's completely free to enter, and there's a chance to win $1,000 and 2 general admission tickets to Kaboom. Or enter just for fun. Private and commercial boats are welcome. For more information and to register your boat, click on cayman27.ky.
The Premier League is back. Sign up for the Sports Pack today and fuel your passion for football. Sports is life, only on Flow.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We're Cayman 27, Cayman Informed.
Coming up next, test results discover a cancer-causing substance in illegally dumped water by the NRA. A man charged with possessing a large amount of cocaine appears in court, and Republic Bank Trinidad continues its efforts to purchase the majority share of Cayman National Corporation.
Another Pirates Week's in the books, and we have all the sports that happened over the past 3 days coming right up.
And a beautiful weekend for Pirates Week, the aforementioned Pirates Week. But does it take a turn during the week? I'll have the answer to that question in my full forecast.
Cayman 27 News is coming up next.
The Premier League is back. Sign up for the Sports Pack today and fuel your passion for football. Sports is life, only on Flow.
Let Elite Marble and Granite bring the charm of Italy to your home. Made from only the best materials. Santa Margherita Quartz is handcrafted at a state-of-the-art facility located in Italy and then journeys across the ocean to Elite Marble and Granite, who is the exclusive distributor in the Caribbean. Elegant and resistant, Santa Margherita Quartz products offer a large choice of colors, textures, and exclusive finishes. Call 945-9028 or visit us online at elite.ky. Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean. Banking that fits your life.
You're watching Cayman 27 News, Cayman Informed. Brought to you by Foster's Food Fair. At Foster's Food Fair, we care. Flow.
Good evening, I'm Taylor Burrows. Thank you for tuning in. 5 months after the National Roads Authority was caught illegally dumping well waste into the wetlands along Linford-Pearson Highway, test results confirm the presence of a known carcinogen in samples sent abroad for testing. Cayman 27's Joe Avery broke the story back in June, and he's here with the latest info.
Thanks, Taylor. This highly technical 18-page report from the Water Authority Cayman on the characterization of waste from the stormwater well cleaning answers many of the unanswered questions that came about in the wake of my initial report, like what's in that well water waste itself and how long the NRA had been illegally dumping it into the environment. Now, the report revealed 4 sites used by the NRA to discharge its 4,000-gallon vacuum trucks after pumping out drainage wells like this one. The first and most used was the wetlands area along the Linford-Pearson Highway, where I filmed this NRA truck discharging its contents. But the Water Authority says the NRA used 3 other sites, including one at the Bobby Butts Quarry across from Spots Dock, one in Frank Sound off of Halley Street, and one in West Bay near Papagallo. Now, late this afternoon, I had my first look at the full report with Water Authority Cayman's Hendrik van Henderen.
You get all these numbers and all these reports, and then you need to do some sort of an interpretation on it.
Water Resources Engineer Hendrik van Henderen gives us a first look at the Water Authority's report on well waste tested after a Cayman 27 report brought to light the NRA's practice of illegally discharging vacuum trucks at 4 sites across Grand Cayman. Among the heavy metals and semi-volatile compounds detected in the well waste was benzoapyrene, a Group 1 carcinogen found in samples on the Linford-Pearson Highway site and at a drainage well on Seymour Road.
Benzoapyrene is a carcinogen. So when you see that, everybody's kind of, oh, this is dangerous, which it is. So that's not say that it is not.
However, Mr. Van Henderen says the risk of potential exposure is minimal.
I would say the risk, although it exceeded these criteria, the risk of people being exposed to it is very, very low. And I think that is the perspective where you need to put it in.
The report says there is insufficient data to confirm the benzoapyrene in samples is directly related to well waste disposal, but concludes it's likely that it originates from traffic emissions deposited on the road surface and are flushed into drainage wells after rainfall.
In this particular context, we were just looking for what is in these samples and is there anything that we worried about. We didn't go as far to make a link, like, okay, where did it come from or whatnot. We just know now that it is in these samples in low levels, but it exceeds the Florida standard.
Now, for an 18-page report, there's a lot of information inside it. We obtained this late in the afternoon today, and you may have noticed I was out of breath from running from the newsroom to the studio to make my deadline on that. Now, Mr. Van Henderen at length talked to me about the test methodology and the results. I'm going to have more from that big interview tomorrow. Now, one big change that did come of this investigation is that the NRA is no longer dumping at any of the 4 sites that we mentioned and has secured an arrangement with the Department of Environmental Health to dispose of all that waste at the landfill. Live in the studio, Joe Avery, Cayman 27.
Cayman Jamaican national Michael Palmer was remanded into custody today after he appeared in court on possession and importation of approximately 5 pounds of cocaine charges. The 30-year-old man was arrested on November 9th on the drug offenses at the Owen Roberts International Airport. And according to a joint customs and police statement today, Mr. Palmer arrived on a Cayman Airways flight from Kingston, Jamaica, and was held at Owen Roberts International Airport with the drugs, which were concealed in food product containers. Customs officers at the scene tested containers and their contents, and they say it was positive for cocaine. Police Commissioner Derek Byrne issued a statement saying, "This is a significant arrest and proves once again that by pooling our resources, we are more effective in ensuring the national security of the Cayman Islands." Mr. Palmer was denied bail, and he is set to appear back in court on the 20th of November. A 28-year-old Bodden man has been charged with assault causing grievous bodily harm after a badly beaten woman sought help at the emergency room last Thursday. According to the RCIPS, just past 12 a.m. last Thursday morning, officers went to the Cayman Islands hospital after the woman arrived seeking emergency care. She was beaten earlier that evening, and she was treated for serious but not life-threatening injuries and later released. Police later arrested the man in connection with the incident. And police say they are both known to each other, and the man was expected to appear in court today. And switching gears, 9 Cuban migrants are currently being interviewed by immigration enforcement officers. They are seeking asylum in Cayman. The 8 men and 1 woman were among 27 Cubans aboard a vessel that arrived in Cayman Brac on Saturday. According to Government Information Services, of the 22 males and 5 females, a total of 9 persons requested to remain behind. The vessel has since departed the sister island, and it is continuing to its final destination, which was not released. No damage was done to the vessel when it arrived in Cayman Brac. And Joe Avery joins us now with a check on weather.
Hey, Taylor, did you have a good weekend out there? Get some sun rays?
I did. I had a great weekend. It looked like a beautiful weekend for Pirates Week.
Hey, well, you can't do any better as the weatherman for that. And hey, you know, if you're a Cuban on your way from the BRAC to Destination Unknown, at least you got pretty decent weather as long as you can stay away from a couple of those spot showers that are out there. But later in the week, conditions may not be so good for any maritime traveler. I'll have a little bit more later in the show. Just a little hint, guys. I'm expecting the winds to pick up, maybe some 4 to 6 foot seas by the time we get into Thursday and Friday. Still going to be nice and sunny, but maybe a little rough for you ocean-going types.
As it moves over to take over the majority shares in Cayman National Corporation, Republic Bank Trinidad has now extended its share purchase offer deadline to November 23rd. This is the second extension from the Barbados-based conglomerate, and the new extension was published on the Cayman Islands Stock Exchange. The bank is seeking to acquire up to 74.99% of the ordinary shares at Cayman National. Its current offer is US $6.25 per Cayman National share. And the partial offer from the bank was initially expected to expire yesterday evening. A 21-year-old male motorcyclist is facing 8 charges today after he and another rider triggered an air and land pursuit over the weekend. The incident happened just after 4:20 p.m. on Saturday, the 10th of November. Police say they responded to a report of 2 males on motorbikes riding erratically and doing stunts on a public road. The police chopper picked up the riders on the Esterly-Tibbetts Highway, and they were signaled to stop, but instead the riders separated as they entered West Bay. One of the riders was followed by the Air Operations Unit and later intercepted by the patrol officers and cars. The rider abandoned the motorcycle in the Boatswain's Bay area of West Bay and ran into a nearby store. He was arrested on suspicion of dangerous driving, failing to stop, driving without being qualified, driving without insurance, and resisting arrest. Police say the motorcycle was stolen back in August 2018. And after the break, the numbers are in and we recap the 2-week total of Cayman's iguana call thus far. 50 years of conservation is marked by a turtle release at Spots Bay. That and more after the break.
Of the finest liquor stores on island are located on West Bay Road on beautiful 7 Mile Beach. Tortuga Fine Wines and Spirits Governors Square, the greenery near the Strand, and 7 Mile Shops Plaza. Tortuga Fine Wines and Spirits boasts the widest selection and even offers free wine and spirit tastings at all 7 Mile Beach locations every Friday from 5 till 7 p.m. Family owned and operated since 1984.
We're not just the most reliable energy service in the Caribbean. Whether it's for your entertainment, lighting a path to your future, or making sure that you and your family are secure. We're there for you when it matters most. Your safety and our reliability are our top priority. We are committed to remaining the #1 utility service in the Caribbean. We are CUC.
The Mosquito Research and Control Unit and Oxitec have discontinued the release of genetically modified mosquitoes, also called mozzies, in the West Bay area. That's according to a Government Information Services statement over the weekend. It says the project has now entered the monitoring and assessment phase. The release says the mosquito population numbers have remained unexpectedly low this season. The project cost government $588,000. A further no-cost collaboration between the MRCU and Oxitec is under consideration for 2019. The release says Oxitec is still employing local personnel to help with the continuing research responsibilities that it maintains under the current agreement. And the 2018-2019 Green Iguana Call enters its third week. And so far, more than 92,000 invasive green iguanas have been rounded up and delivered to the counting station at the Georgetown landfill. Cayman 27's Joe Avery is here to break down the numbers.
Thanks, Taylor. Just driving around Grand Cayman these days, you'll notice green iguana colors are seemingly everywhere in search of these invasive pests. And the numbers show the hard work of these iguana colors is paying off. The most recent Department of Environment update includes data through the 10th of this month. It shows a 2-week tally of 92,943 iguanas. That averages out to a little over 7,745 iguanas per day. Now, that's pretty good, I think. Now, I checked in with the DOE's Terrestrial Resources Unit Manager Fred Burton, who told me the numbers are right on target.
If you look at the end of the week 1 and all the way through week 2, it's hovering up and around about the 6,000 a day, which is exactly where we were actually trying to, exactly what we were heading for.
Meanwhile, colors were out in force this morning, including licensed iguana color Roberto Jackson, that's him right there, and his uncle, who were working the Esterly-Tibbetts Highway near Bottabanu Road. Now, Mr. Jackson says if he's able to round up another 30 iguanas for the day, and there's another one right there, he will reach his monthly quota of 1,000 iguanas. He says so far they are still relatively easy to find.
Yeah, they're pretty much on the side of the road now, but, when you get closer to the canals, they jump in the water, so it's hard to get. We're averaging like 400 a week, so we're doing pretty good.
Now, the DOE says they are still getting reports of inhumane treatment of the iguanas. The DOE says if a registered culler is caught operating outside of the DOE's culling guidelines, then that culler could lose his license, or its license, because that could be a corporation as well. So far, the DOE has not revoked any licenses. In the newsroom, Joe Avery, Cayman 27.
Hundreds of people turned up to Spots Beach over the weekend to witness 25 green sea turtles being released into the wild. The event was held to mark 50 years of conservation at Cayman Turtle Center, and it was done in collaboration with Pirates Week, with the Pirates Week Committee. Cayman 27's Stephen Russell Jr. has the story.
This Remembrance Weekend was quite memorable for turtle lovers and pirates alike, as Cayman Turtle Center celebrated 50 years of conservation with the release of 25 turtles into the wild.
We have now released in excess of 1,300 turtles this year, a combination of yearlings and older, 2 years, 3 years, and hatchlings.
The Turtle Center and the Pirates Week Committee collaborated for the event. They last partnered to release turtles back in 2011, but Pirates Week Committee Executive Director Melanie McPhail says that has changed.
So it's been several years now since we haven't had the turtle release, and it's officially back.
And it came back with a bang, as an overwhelming number of turtle fans converge on Spots Beach on Sunday. Cayman Turtle Center Managing Director Tim Adam hailed the event's success.
To the Pirates Week Committee, to Ms. Melanie McPhail and the team she has working with her that created the publicity to engage people and to stimulate them to come here. They were inspired to come, and they came in the hundreds, possibly in the thousands.
Visitor T.C. Lee says she was happy to witness the releasing of the turtles.
I'd love to come back. Coming to see the turtles being released is, for me, is awesome because we live in the United States. And we're here for the Pirate Fair, of course, but to be able to come see some of the things that they're doing for the nature is, I'd say, amazing, awesome.
Oh, yeah, it is, totally.
Resident Victoria Taw says with these turtles out in the wild, people should be more mindful about littering in Cayman's waters.
We can all do a little bit, so we can help the turtles' life after they've been released and just reduce our plastic waste.
The event also took time to honor veterans on the 11th hour of the 11th day of November. Seaford Russell, Cayman 27.
There's no confirmation on when the next turtle release will be held, but Pirates Week officials say it will form part of next year's festival events. And government is kicking off its Christmas edition of the National Community Enhancement, or NICE program. It says this is the last project for 2018 under NICE. According to Government Information Services, registration and training for the 15-day project will be held this Monday at the Lions Center on Monday beginning at 9 a.m. The actual program will start on Monday, November 26th. Public Works Department, the National Roads Authority, and the Department of Environmental Health will be administering the program, which is scheduled to end Friday, December 14th. The program will involve repairs and maintenance, gardening, as well as clearing parks and beach accesses. The project is open only to unemployed Caymanians and spouses of Caymanians who are 18 years old and over. And over the weekend, Cayman's local Indian community celebrated one of their most famous annual Hindu festivals, Diwali. The Indians here in Cayman have been celebrating this festival for the last 20 years, and one of the members behind it says he's grateful to have the support of Caymanians as they uphold their traditions.
In Cayman Island, we carry our culture and our custom, everything with our kids. We are passing to the next generation. So we are very happy, and the Cayman community is very supportive. We like to thank all Cayman people.
Diwali symbolizes the spiritual light over darkness, good over evil, and knowledge over ignorance. And Jordan Armaniz is up next with a check on sports. Hi, Jordan.
Hello, and Pirates Week still keeps on rolling, even in sports. As you know, sports is a big part of Pirates Week.
Right.
Starting at 5 o'clock last Friday, that was the 5K, plus swimming, a 5K in the water, then 10K on Sunday. Guess what, folks? I was there for each and every one, and I got your recap coming up, so stick around, all right?
It's that time of year again for the annual Cayman 27 Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. We're calling all boats to join us Saturday, December 1st at Cayman Bay as the water comes to life with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. It's completely free to enter, and there's a chance to win $1,000 and 2 general admission tickets to Kaboo. Or enter just for fun. Private and commercial boats are welcome. For more information and to register your boat, click on cayman27.ky.
Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa. Discover the difference.
Cayman 27 Sports is brought to you by Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
All right, welcome back. Happy Tuesday. Another Pirates Week comes to a close, and many of Cayman's athletes partook in the yearly festivities, which includes, of course, sporting events. This year was marked by key performances from some of Cayman's top athletes. Patrick Carfield was the first of 80 runners to cross the finish line Friday evening, repeating as the winner of the Pirates Week 5K run with a time of 17 minutes, 16.5 seconds.
And say, okay, I'm here, and I want to be here. How do I get there? And the coaches would have...
Over at the Lions Pool, American Olympian Sean Ryan spoke with Cayman's top amateur swimmers as they prepared for Saturday's 5K open water sea swim. Ryan won gold at the 2011 World Championships in the 5K team pursuit. A native of Chattanooga, Tennessee, Ryan says he knows what it's like to be a big fish in a small pond.
It's more of a goal setting based on time and goal setting based on effort, and putting the effort in every day to work to get better, and pushing yourself every day so that way you can make the leaps that will come from the hard work that you put in.
1, 2.
Early Saturday morning, 24 swimmers put their endurance to the test at Governor's Beach for the 38th Pirates Week 10K open water sea swim. And it was a photo finish as two of Cayman's top swimmers, Jake Bailey and Alex Dackers, sprinted to the end. Dackers would take it with a time of 59 minutes and 54 seconds. He is undefeated in the open water this season.
I knew he was just behind me, so I just figured start spinning my arms and thrashing my kick and try and get to the finish first.
The last 50 meters, I just wanted to sprint, try catch up, but then we reached the end and we were within a quarter of a second of each other.
Over at Public Beach Sunday morning, it was 345 Athletics Club Juan Pablo Valerio crossing the finish line first at the Pirates Week 10K run after being sidelined prior to last year's Carifta Games with a heart condition. The John Gray High School stand-up crossed the finish line with a new personal best of 38 minutes and 52 seconds.
I'm glad that I'm able to be up here because it shows that I've had this commitment. It shows this to myself, and I'm glad that I'm able to portray that and people can see. It's even you might have a problem and it's hard to face it, but once you face it and it's finished, you'll be like, oh, thank God I did that.
All right, let's head to the pitch. After a win, a loss, and a tie at the CONCACAF Under-20 Championship, Cayman's national Under-20s would look to finish strong after being eliminated from advancing to the 2019 Under-20 Boys World Cup Saturday, this time against Curaçao. Now, after Curaçao opened the scoring in the 12th minute, let's take a look. Kareem Foster would level with his third goal of the championships. Cayman would actually take a 2-1 lead in the first half, thanks to Alexander Clark Ramirez's first goal of the tournament. Now, after Curaçao leveled before half, a key injury to DeAndre Rowe would open the defense vulnerable. 2 goals from Curaçao in 70-plus minutes. 4-2 the final. Cayman would finish 4th overall in Group F, but they were still in good spirits after it was all said and done.
Burning trees so fair, with thy Creator's glory reflected everywhere.
All right, Joe's got your weather next, guys. Stick around.
Naja Production presents
Cayman Kids Got Talent is coming to your local television. You don't want to miss these talented performers. Tune in to Cayman 27 on Sunday, November 18th at 5 to 5:30 p.m. for Cayman Kids Got Talent audition show. Only on your local choice Cayman 27, your appointment TV. And thanks to all our sponsors.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount. Carpet, any style, carpet or tile, insulation and drywall too. Everything's beautiful, come and see. The Paramount name means quality. It'll be a brand new world under your feet. We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount. Carpet.
A tropical storm watch has been upgraded to a...
Hey, I've been tracking the storm, and it's looking really dangerous.
Yeah.
You're in a new place. You gotta prepare. No, put that down. You need canned goods, not canned
I get
soda
it.
and
yes,
water.
Sis.
You need plenty
water.
of water.
All right, water. Oh, God. Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to get ready for this.
Is it your first time?
Yes.
Do you need a hurricane buddy?
Please.
All right, come on. I prefer bigger bottles.
Kind of shame it took a hurricane for us to finally hang out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ace is kind of bad time.
Hey, good news. The hurricane warning's been lifted. I saw online the storm has changed direction.
Oh, so I guess you get to go back to your place now.
Where are you? That's not your apartment.
Please pick the flowers
Bye, neighbor.
Happy Tuesday and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here in the Weather Center and we're watching the current conditions on the radar right there. You can see there's a couple blips and blobs on our screen, maybe about 100 miles to the north and to the south of us, kind of in between the sister islands and Grand Cayman. Nothing really looking to get in our way, but we do have a 30% chance of showers forecast for the rest of the evening. Current conditions, east-northeast winds, 7 knots right now, gusts maybe 10 knots, 13.4 on the barometer, humidity of 82.9%, dew point 76.28. Those are our current conditions. Anyway, let's see what is tomorrow going to hold. It's going to be much like today, 30% chance of showers. What we got out there, a high pressure ridge is weakening over the western Atlantic, so going to have similar conditions to what we had today, but things will change a little bit. It won't be so much in the skies, but maybe in terms of the wind. You can't really see the wind until you see the leaves on the tree bustling and blowing around. And later in the week, that does pick out. Let me step out in front of the weather wall, the sturdiest wall in all of Camana Bay. Just listen to that primo construction right there. It looks by the time we get to Wednesday evening, it looks like the winds are going to kick up. 2 to 4 foot seas likely along the west coast with maybe some swells out there as well. So anticipating maybe a little change of direction in the winds as we go in there. North to northeast winds, maybe just picking up with the swells coming the other way, though. That is definitely unusual. So keep your eyes out on the water. It looks like by the time we get into Friday, though, we could be seeing 4 to 6 foot seas out there. Definitely something that you want to keep your boatsmanship activities in the forefront for that. So just a heads up that we're going to be expecting those changes Thursday and into Friday. It looks like Saturday it'll start to die down a little bit. So depending on what side of the island we are and how intense these winds are as predicted, it really dictates what this end of the week and weekend is going to look like. So something we're going to stay heavily on top of right here in the weather studio as we approach the end of the week. No holiday this weekend, but we do have the holiday of a 4-day work week. And I've got to say, people responded big time with weather picks of the day. So if we've got them producers, I'm going to go through 2 of them right now. So let's get our first one. One grand looking cloud right there. Shannon Smith with one of the cooler photos in the thread there. We've got this other one here. This one is from Sean Garduno. Actually, I think that is the wrong credit right there. That is from Julie Soar, but that is a Boggy Sands sunset for sure. So a lot of great weather picks of the day. You guys are going to want to check in later in the show with 2 more of your viewer submissions. And hey, I'm going to give you more weather. You guys all love that. Right, Taylor?
Yes, that's right, Joe. So Stacey Scott is the new Young Caymanian Leadership Award recipient. Ms. Scott won the award at Saturday's gala at the Kimpton Seafire. She was one of the 5 finalists up for the coveted prize, and Ms. Scott is a certified public accountant, and she stressed the importance of giving young people like herself opportunities. She also urged attendees to make time to help young people in the community.
I challenge you all to give even 1 hour a week of your time to a young person, as Faith said. Listen to their fears and insecurities, help them with their homework, assure them that they are enough, and that they are capable, and that they are worthy.
This is the 18th year the awards ceremony has been held, and candidates are nominated each year by members of the public. The program is open to any Caymanian between the ages of 20 and 35. And coming up in the second half hour of Cayman 27 News, we talk Remembrance Day with Veterans Association Executive Shadon McLaughlin. And remember to WhatsApp us any photos, videos, or news tips. You can reach us at 527-2727.
We're not just the most reliable energy service in the Caribbean. Whether it's for your entertainment, lighting a path to your future, or making sure that you and your family are secure. We're there for you when it matters most. Your safety and our reliability are our top priority. We are committed to remaining the #1 utility service in the Caribbean. We are CUC.
It's that time of year again for the annual Cayman 27 Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. We're calling all boats to join us Saturday, December 1st at Cayman Bay as the water comes to life with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. It's completely free to enter, and there's a chance to win $1,000 and 2 general admission tickets to Kaboo. Or enter just for fun. Private and commercial boats are welcome. For more information and to register your boat, click on cayman27.ky.
Let Elite Marble and Granite bring the charm of Italy to your home. Made from only the best materials. Santa Margherita Quartz is handcrafted at a state-of-the-art facility located in Italy and then journeys across the ocean to Elite Marble and Granite, who is the exclusive distributor in the Caribbean. Elegant and resistant, Santa Margherita Quartz products offer a large choice of colors, textures, and exclusive finishes. Call 945-9028 or visit us online at elite.ky. Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
Naja Production presents
Cayman Kids Got Talent is coming to your local television. You don't want to miss these talented performers. Tune in to Cayman 27 on Sunday, November 18th at 5 to 5:30 p.m. for Cayman Kids Got Talent audition show. Only on your local choice Cayman 27, your appointment TV. And thanks to all our sponsors.
Welcome back to the second half hour of Cayman 27 News. I'm Taylor Burrows. And at the top of the show, we brought you an update on the National Roads Authority's illegal dumping of well waste into the wetlands along Linford-Pearson Highway. Now, the test results confirm the presence of a known carcinogen in samples sent abroad for testing. And Joe Avery broke the story, and he joins me now with more. It's the story that I did lead into is not the one that we're covering, so we're covering this story today.
Well, you know I'm maybe not as cool as Shannon McLaughlin, but hey, we'll settle for a little Joe Avery here as the second choice for guest tonight. But this is an important story, and it was first brought to the Cayman 27 viewers back in June. I was driving by on the Linford-Pearson Highway. I'd just done a story the week prior with one of these well vacuuming trucks. I saw how nasty the well waste was inside of it, you know, this pitch black gurgling out of the earth. And I thought, you know what, if that truck is full of the same stuff I saw just a week ago, I wouldn't want that anywhere near me, much less, you know, a wetlands environment. So I started asking some questions, which led us to the answer. It led us to the NRA suspending its well waste vacuuming program, and it launched the testing that we now have the results today. Now, I've got right here a copy of the Water Authority's report right here. It's a 18-page distillation of 2 kind of more technical reports right here, and I'm going to show you these. These are actually printed with 2 pages, actually 4 pages to a page to save paper, but you can see right here it's about 95 to 100 pages each for these. It's distilled down into this 18 pages right here. Now, what everyone is kind of focusing on now, and I do have to you know, take a second to applaud my colleagues at the newspaper for finally picking up on this story. It's been going on 5 months, guys. Welcome to the party. Sometimes it's good to work in packs to help jar this information loose, because a lot of these organizations don't want to talk about it. But the Water Authority has been really great about this, helping us get information on this. And this report, which I just got my hands on today and gave the little first bit of story out there, is going to help you know, shed some light on kind of the practice of this. How did we get there? I mean, basically, for several years, dating back to 2010 or 2011, the National Roads Authority has been pumping these trucks full of 4,000 gallons of this well waste from out of these wells, and then they drive it to one of 4 sites across the island. The one you see on your screen right there is along the Linford-Pearson Highway, where I saw that truck in June. But they're dumping it in 4 different sites for several years. Now the test results aren't actually that bad, because when I was speaking with Mr. Van Henderen today over at the Water Authority, he said, you know what, we do a lot of testing for the water that comes into the well, to the water treatment plant down there in Industrial Park. They do a lot of regular testing, and some of the numbers aren't so bad out of line with what they received there. Now, I'm just going through this report. I've only had it in my hand maybe 3 hours or so, maybe 4 hours now, but there's still a lot to go through in terms of getting you the facts from that. But the big line is they found some not so nice stuff in there. Right. He was saying in my earlier story that it may not be the easiest to expose that to, but definitely when you think about the alternative of keeping it the status quo, the way they were dumping it into the wetlands and other areas for several years, when you compare that to the new solution, which all these agencies kind of came together proactively, you know, once nudged by this report, these agencies came together, the DOE, the DEH, the NRA, the Water Authority, and they said, hey, we got to find a better way. A few months later, we've found out what's in the water. We've already got in practice a new way to do this. Basically, these trucks go to the dump and discharge it right into a trench that's specially prepared for this. Those carcinogenous chemicals, they're big molecules, as he explained to me. And he says that because they're so big, they're hesitant to dissolve into water. So as they filter down, they kind of get stuck in the material and don't make it down to the water because of the size of those molecules. Now, what you're going to say is, hey, what are they doing now? Like I was saying, let's take this stuff to the dump. That's what they've been doing. I think since September or maybe October, they did it as a temporary solution. They determined together, these 4 agencies I already told you about, they said, hey, this is going to be the permanent solution now. So I feel pretty proud as a news agency for helping actually get a real change out there. And I feel proud for the people of the Cayman Islands that once they were made aware of this, that they were outraged to keep the pressure on. And so hopefully, if things like this happen in the future, if you see something, just let us know and we can do the investigating and help hopefully make a change.
Yeah, great work, Joe. Very great that they were responsive to it.
Hey, it's all about responsiveness.
All right, so stick with the news. We have more news after the break. And remember to WhatsApp us any photos, video, or news tips. You can reach us at 527-2727.
Heat resistant, scratch resistant, stain resistant, functional and durable. Paramount Carpets brings you the beauty of granite like no one else. Choose from a large selection of quality granite from Italy and Brazil. Paramount Carpets guarantees on-time delivery and professional installation. Granite, from the earth to your home.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpets.
Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited are professional, independent insurance brokers established in 1988. We are a wholly Caymanian-owned insurance broker with a wealth of knowledge in the local and international insurance market. Our professional team service clients with a range of insurance products, including motor, home, health, contractors, marine, and business insurance, among others. Contact us at 949-0579 or email us at service@bogleins.com.
3 of the finest liquor stores on island are located on West Bay Road on beautiful 7 Mile Beach. Tortuga Fine Wines and Spirits, Governors Square, the greenery near the Strand, and 7 Mile Shops Plaza. Tortuga Fine Wines and Spirits boasts the widest selection and even offers free wine and spirit tastings at all 7 Mile Beach locations every Friday from 5 till 7 p.m. Family owned and operated since 1984.
Welcome back. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is set to issue a ban on the sale of fruit and candy-flavored electronic cigarettes to fight teenage vaping epidemic. More in this Reuters report.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is issuing a ban on the sale of fruit and candy-flavored electronic cigarettes in convenience stores and gas stations. It's also introducing stricter age verification requirements for online purchases. The FDA says it's trying to counter an epidemic of teenage vaping that surged by more than 75% since last year. Competitive Enterprise Institute consumer policy expert Michelle Minton.
So the worst part about what the FDA is doing is that it primarily hurts lower income, older adults who are trying to quit smoking. It makes it harder for them to get access to e-cigarettes, which is already a big hurdle because of the technological issues they might have with vaping. I think what we're going to see is fewer smokers quitting via e-cigarettes and probably more tobacco-related illness. It's not going to stop teenagers from vaping. Teenagers, even when they do, use e-cigarettes and they choose flavors, a lot of the times they don't go for the flavors we think kids would like cotton candy. They go for adult-like flavors like bourbon and tobacco because they're trying to do something adult.
The FDA's restrictions don't apply to vape shops, but could potentially deal a major blow to Juul Labs, the San Francisco-based market leader in vape products, which supplies convenience stores with its nicotine liquid pods in flavors such as mango, mint, and cream. In September, the FDA threatened to ban Juul and 4 other leading e-cigarette products unless their makers come up with plans to curb underage use within 60 days, a compliance period that is now ending.
Up next, world news and stories from around the region.
Sometimes having a middleman is not a bad thing, especially when it comes to insurance. Do you know that when it comes to cost, ease, speed, and peace of mind, insurance brokers ranked higher than when customers buy direct? So, for all your insurance needs, call Fidelity Insurance. We're the middleman you want. Call us today at 949-7822. Fidelity. We're good for you.
It's fresh. Fresh from the garden.
It's that turkey time of year, and Hurley's once again offers the finest pre-cooked turkey dinners in Cayman for Thanksgiving. Get a tender, juicy, oven-roasted turkey with 7 freshly made, savory sides, ready for you to enjoy at the office or at home. It's enough to feed a family of 12 for about $11 each. Don't be left out. Hurley's only makes a limited number of our Thanksgiving feasts. Order yours today at hurleys.ky/ordering. Hurley's. Get fresh Thanksgiving with us.
Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa presents Beautiful You every second and last Thursday of the month. The beauty experts will draw from experience and share tips for personal beauty care, how to have healthy hair and glowing skin, flawless makeup application, and the latest trends and style tips. Watch Cayman 27 every second and last Thursday of the month for Beautiful You. Brought to you by Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa.
Is back. Sign up for the Sports Pack today and fuel your passion for football. Sports is life, only on Flow.
Welcome back. It's time to check in with Wall Street. The Dow and S&P 500 ended slightly lower today following losses in energy shares and Boeing, offsetting a small gain in technology shares and renewed hopes for progress in trade talks. Reuters' Fred Katayama reports.
Wall Street shed early gains on Tuesday, extending Monday's slide. A rebound in tech and telecom stocks helped the Nasdaq finish flat, but drops in Boeing and energy stocks dragged down the Dow and S&P 500. William O'Neill, Chief Investment Strategist, Randy Watts.
While this earnings season was very good for the third quarter, if you look at S&P 500 earnings for the third quarter, they're up about 27%. But the forward guidance wasn't that good, and forward guidance actually came down if we look ahead for the next 4 quarters and for all of 2019. And I think this reduction in earnings estimate guidance is what's really upsetting investors.
Boeing shares fell on concerns related to last month's deadly crash of its 737 MAX plane operated by Indonesia's Lion Air. Home Depot shares edged lower, even though the home improvement retailer's quarterly comparable store sales rose, easily beating estimates. Johnson Controls shares advanced. The auto parts maker is selling its power solutions business to investment firm Brookfield Business Partners for more than $13 billion. The major European markets closed higher. Telecom and tech stocks drove the rally.
Britain has struck a draft divorce deal with the European Union after more than a year of talks. But opponents of the deal said they would vote it down in Parliament. Cabinet ministers arrived at the London residence of Prime Minister Theresa May earlier evening to read documentation on the draft deal. A Downing Street spokesman said the British cabinet will meet on Wednesday to consider the draft withdrawal agreement after Irish and British media were leaked details of the agreement. And U.S. news network CNN has filed a lawsuit against the Donald Trump administration over the revocation of press credentials for its White House correspondent Jim Acosta. In a statement today, CNN says it has asked the court for an immediate restraining order requiring the pass be returned to the reporter. Last week, President Trump erupted into anger during a news conference when Acosta questioned him about a so-called migrant caravan traveling through Mexico and about an ongoing investigation into Russian meddling in 2016 presidential election. In regional news, United States National Transportation Safety Board officials have commenced their investigation into the crash landing of a Fly Jamaica aircraft last Friday. They, together with the Boeing company representatives, are in Guyana to assist in determining the cause of the crash. According to Guyanese media reports, both officials spent some time analyzing the aircraft and the accident scene at the Shadi Jagan International Airport. And we have another check on the forecast for tomorrow in just a moment.
A timely response. That matters. Owning your own home? That matters. Supporting our community? That matters. When your child smiles? That matters. Good encounters, great experiences. It matters at Cayman National.
Make the most of your morning at Burger King with Burger King's unbeatable breakfast special. 2 croissants for just $4. Take 2 bacon, egg, and cheese croissants, 2 sausage, egg, and cheese, or mix and match. Add a refreshing OJ or delicious hash browns, plus tea or coffee for a true breakfast of champions. 2 croissants for just $4, available until 10:30 weekdays and 11 a.m. on weekends. Only at Burger King. 7 Mile Beach, Waterfront, Walkers Road, Town Center Plaza, and now Red Bay.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are taking a look at the satellite picture right now. What we got is that weak ridge of low pressure up there in the North Atlantic out there. It is Western Atlantic, rather. It's kind of breaking itself apart. We got continuing conditions like yesterday's weather, today's weather. That might be kind of tomorrow's conditions, but changes are on the way. More on that later, though. Let's talk about temperatures right now. 84 in Georgetown. The cool down continues. I'm loving these pleasant evenings. 84 from the Gun Bay dock all the way to Boddentown, Savannah, points in between, checking out the sister islands as well. From Little Cayman's Blossom Village to the other side, probably Point of Sand as well, and Cayman Brac Spot Bay, and of course the West Enders all enjoying 84 degrees. Regionally, though, where do we fit in? Well, we're a little bit warmer than our friends up in Cuba and in Cancun. We got 1 degree on them, but not quite as warm as the folks down in Roatan. They're enjoying 86 degrees. If you experience a cool down, it's always nice and chilly. Well, I'm only saying chilly in the Caribbean sense. It's 75 degrees down there. Really pleasant in Costa Rica. Looking at Cartagena, they're in the 80s as well. The Eastern Caribbean, you can see 79 in St. Kitts. Kind of a cool down for them. They're seeing a lot of that cool weather of late, and 83 for our Trinidadian friends in Port of Spain. Not as cool as Caracas, 75 there. There are some different forces at play in that area, even though those areas are so close. Let's wrap it up with a 7-day forecast. I was telling you early in the show, 3 in 10 chance of showers for the rest of the tonight. That's going to pretty much be the number, the magic number, at least until we get to about Friday or Saturday. I wouldn't let these showers fool you for right now. The one big thing that What you're going to see is an increase in winds, which is going to pick the seas up. It looks like maybe Thursday you can anticipate the changes happening during the day, maybe 2 to 4 foot seas. The next day, Friday, though, it's going to be a washout for me, at least, in terms of my hopes for taking my little boat out, but maybe some swells on the west side and some 4 to 6 foot seas out there. So do be careful, guys. If you got a boat out there, we did have something kick up a while ago. You might want to make sure that you've got it all set. You're taking it out of the water if necessary, or moving it around to a place with a little more shelter based on the wind patterns. Anyway, it was Pirates Week. What would my weather pick be without a Pirates Week pick, guys? This one, a Pirates Week panorama from Lindsay McGill. Thanks for that. And thank you to everyone who submitted weather picks. I'm doing my best to get them all for you on the news. And Jordan Armanese, he's going to make you happy, too. He's got sports next.
I'm Jordan Telford. I'm the master distiller for Tortuga Rum Company. I'm a born Caymanian, and I'm very proud to say that I'm producing an exceptional quality rum that's completely handmade, start to finish, distilled, bottled, and blended right here in Grand Cayman for Tortuga Rum Company.
From happy beginnings and life choices that we make along the way,
Brit K protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
Health insurance with far-reaching benefits.
Family protection and long-term financial plans.
Business insurance and generous employee benefits.
For happy beginnings to happy ever after, visit BritK.ky.
Brit K, where people come first.
We believe that every life matters and that we are all connected. One community, one people. We believe in compassion to give dignity to those that society has let down. We strive to conquer fear, and we believe that the power to heal is a gift. This is who we are. This is what we believe. Holy Cross.
Let Elite Marble and Granite bring the charm of Italy to your home. Made from only the best materials. Santa Margherita Quartz is handcrafted in a state-of-the-art facility located in Italy and then journeys across the ocean to Elite Marble and Granite, who is the exclusive distributor in the Caribbean. Elegant and resistant, Santa Margherita Quartz products offer a large choice of colors, textures, and exclusive finishes. Call 945-9028 or visit us online at elite.ky. Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
All right, welcome back. We start on the racetrack where Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton saw victory fall into his lap at the Brazilian GP Sunday, clinching the constructor titles for Mercedes for a 5th year in a row. Off they go. The win was Hamilton's 10th of the season, 72nd all-time for his career. The Brit had already won the driver's title for the 5th time. Hamilton started on pole, but it was no match for Red Bull's Max Verstappen, who led into a collision with Force India already lapped Esteban Ocon, sending him into a spin, putting the champion back in front for good.
Well, today was like the best style that we could do it because we were struggling. We had problems with the engine. And obviously he passed us like we were a sitting duck at one stage. But then obviously he made a mistake and that brought us back into contention.
All right, here's a look at that aforementioned collision between Red Bull's Verstappen and Force India's Ocon. Verstappen still finished second, but after the race, he was not happy. He had confronted Ocon in the paddock about the collision. Tempers flare. Verstappen unhappy. The Dutchman knew it should have been him on top.
Yeah, I think it was better than expected, but the car was working brilliantly today. The team gave me also the right strategy. We could be going quite well on the super soft, so we did quite a long stint. But yeah, I don't know what to say. Still, I mean, I'm happy for second, but we should have won today.
Now, race stewards issued a statement summoning both drivers for an alleged breach of FIA International Sporting Code. To the Octagon, where UFC Fight Night Denver Saturday was historical for mixed martial arts history, marking the return of featherweight the Korean zombie Chang Sung-chung. After a 2-year absence from the Octagon to serve in the military, he faced Yair Rodriguez, while in welterweight, Cowboy Donald Cerrone would look to become the winningest fighter in the promotion's history, facing unranked Platinum Mike Perry. Now, on a card that marked the UFC's 25th anniversary, the main event did not disappoint. Rodriguez knocked out the Korean zombie with just 1 second remaining in the 5th round. A Hail Mary victory for Rodriguez. The co-main, Cowboy Cerrone, wrangled Platinum Perry, submitted him with an armbar, breaking his arm 4 minutes and 46 seconds into just the first round, and the record books as he surpassed both Rush, George St. Pierre, and Michael Bisping with a submission victory. He also set the UFC finishing record with 15 finishes for a career, surpassing Vito Belfort. But let's take a look at the numbers of UFC Fight Night Denver. Just under 12,000 in attendance, just under $1 million US. Check out those fight bonuses. Rodriguez, $100,000 to go with his $5,000 for the fight. The Korean Zombie picked up $50,000, and look at Donald Cerrone, $70,000 day at the office. Nice job and an entertaining fight nonetheless. Taylor, back to you.
Thanks, Jordan. And that's our news for tonight. We thank you for watching. Good night.
Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited are professional, independent insurance brokers established in 1988. We are a whole